All right, I'm gonna tell you guys this. This is just some funny ass shit, and this is associated. This is kind of like gang stalking, but at the same time, there's systems of things out there that people do on their own. You don't get involved in it. And you really don't want a part of it. But you find out it's not. Sometimes it is. It's not just gang stalking. It is in a way, but it's all about other people out there in these groups hustling and trying to get over. And I figured this out. Like you figure this out like once in a while, and I usually, go shop in other places, and like it was um, this past couple of weeks, I was the only day I had was Sunday. There's no buses running, and of course, I don't drive a plastic slash tin coffin they call a car, and then want to pay a car insurance and all that shit and waste my money. But it's no crime. You walk to about a mile to mile and a half to a particular store. You have if you don't have your bike, you have your another kind of thing with wheels on it that you use. A lot of people, they're real popular around people. You don't have to be homeless to have them. They're like, you get nice sized ones, and I jog with it and everything else. I'll go and pick up something and particular items or whatever, or if I want to pack up a care package for some of my friends and put it on, or I use it like a little basket. And so anyway, no buses running, and it was the only day I had to do shopping. Usually I go with the bus, or I'll usually go a friend or two if they're around, to do the shopping. But this time of year, I just finished off a thing, working for a charity or whatever too. And I'm out there in the public and all that. So my only day off, these past month, I had one day where I had to do some shopping. So I go and do it all. I don't want to ask nobody. It's the holidays; they're busy. I just do it myself. It's a nice day. I get out and walk. I've done it, but I very seldom do it on the Sunday out that way. And okay, I'm gonna get on with it. They tell you so. I get all the shopping done. A lot of the shelves are damn near fucking empty, for one thing. And I see the persons over there with their pallet jacks. They're taking their good old time. I don't want to say anything. I wanted to ask, you have any of that in there that you're stocking? I don't want to pressure them or no. That ain't right, because they don't make enough money for me to be badgered and make them feel bad. So I just got whatever I could, did my best. Some pretty good stuff. I filled my cart with sausage, chicken, or whatever. Yeah, buy my food and get out of there or whatever too. So I'm walking home with it, right? And there's this one road you got to watch, because even though it has a stop sign, people just zoom. Even when I'm riding the poor man's Harley Davidson, I kind of called it the bike. I have like a basket I have on the back, a big rectangular basket that's like this, and then like this. I got literally specially bolted together so I could. Usually I'll use that, but I had to get more stuff this time. So I had myself a wheel basket that me and girlfriend had. And I just jogged with. So I'm coming home, right? There's this road that I let people, they don't even want to fucking stop. And even when they do stop, you get run over. So I just go and I stop. I just motion him. I go, just go, And he goes like he's going to go. So he goes, right? And then I trot across the street. But he, when he is like go and he's down the road a little bit, he stops, and I don't remember if he backed up a little bit. He stops, or I'm thinking he just kind of like he was going to back up, but he waiting for me to pass, and he goes, and then when he stops, I figure he's going to offer me a ride, and it's not unless it's somebody that's friends with somebody I know that I figure sometimes you have that happen. Oh yeah, you're so and so's friend, but I didn't know the guy. I'm like, and I would rather walk anyway, because in my thing too is somebody wants to give you a ride, even if you're not in a big dangerous city. They just want to pump you for some kind of information. They want to be fucking nosy, and you don't want to act like you're that. And for one thing, some of the people that stalk you and talk about you, they want to get information out of you by giving you a ride. Not only that, they want the satisfaction. They think They don't nowadays. It's not normal to walk anywhere or ride a bike anywhere, do anything like that, or even walk somewhere. It's like you're desperate. You're some desperate lowlife or something. Well, yes, I guess you got different kinds that are. But anyway, I go. Like I thought they were going to ask for me a ride. I go. As soon as I open the window, I go, no thanks, I'm good. And instead of just going away, they go, oh, are you selling that stuff? And I'm like, and I said, no, I bought it and I'm taking it home. I'm going to put it in my refrigerator and I'm going to eat it. And they're like, oh, okay. And then I just drove off. And then, but when they left, after they left, I was like, you're cordial about it because if you're in a certain mood, you might want to actually say outright to them, what the fuck kind of lowlife do you think I am? Why you? But just you want to say that, but in case you don't know, um, I think that, but I think it caught me off guard in a way, and I was more like, huh? So I just said no, and that was it. But in my own mind, I was like, after the, huh? Because it kind of caught me off guard. I was like, huh? Then just said, no, I'm taking it home and eat it. Like a little bit, like while you're still walking, you get that deal where in your head where you're thinking about that in your head, and it's like, as soon as he drove away, I thought about it, and I was like, oh, maybe he is gang stalking me, or maybe he isn't. But whether you're being gang stalked or not, sometimes a route where you go, you guys probably have this in your neighborhoods, a route people particular take where people just stop by and ask random people, and there probably is a whole bunch of people that say they get the food stamp card, right? Which they buy a whole bunch of shit and then go sell it, to buy drugs, cigarettes, and booze or whatever. And people are used to this, so maybe you're not being gang stalked, and they're just. So I was out on that day. I never usually go around there at that time. I was coming home. I didn't think nothing of it. But at the same time, I was like, oh. And then I was talking to myself. I was saying, what the fuck kind of lowlife does that guy think I am? What? But I could have said that right to him, but I didn't. Because I wasn't, it didn't come on me until after he left. I was kind of like, oh, what the fuck, But yeah, there's two scenarios. You guys can have that neighborhood. You guys probably even have a area where it's nicknamed for that. Damn near everybody watching this video, you probably got somewhere in your neighborhood that an area at a particular time it's nicknamed. That area is nicknamed that, or you even got nicknames for those kind of people. And there might have been a possibility for that, and maybe at the same time, say I'm being gang stalked, right? And my haters are trying to. They're hoping that I'm one. They want so bad for me to say, yes, I'm selling that stuff so they could get some on me. And they probably got their little, even if they don't got camera phones, they got some other kind of, their little cameras are hiding it somewhere. Oh, and at the same time, which I want to stress to you too, the shit is against the law. If you ever, if you work seasonal work, construction work, say in the summer, and if you're not eligible for partial unemployment, I don't know how you could get eligible for a partial, in that, whatever your state calls it, for the food. That, like, my state watches you real carefully. You don't want to lie to them, but it is stated on there, and everybody knows it's against the law. You don't do that for drugs or for firearms. You can be banned from it for life, I think, in my state. But the part of the gang stalking, if you got far enough in this video, maybe you got these, the street area at a particular time could be known for that activity going on, right? And you might have, like in my case, what if that was an undercover cop or undercover informant? And if I was one of those, and there somebody somewhere, he's wired, right? He got the damn transfer, just like a drug buy or anything. Bam, police car comes and you can be in some serious trouble. For me, like I said, I was used to unlike anybody else, eating is the bigger priority. I don't do that shit. But there's always these people out there, no matter what scenario that I describe. You know what I mean? Uh, I think eating is the thing more important. But there's going to be some people that are like, oh, they're praying real hard, they're hoping so bad, and they got their eye on you, and they're hoping that shit to maybe that they have their relatives that do that shit, or they're trying to elevate themselves by pointing a finger at somebody else, getting them in trouble, or it's just as simple as that you get some people driving by and they're used to that shit and they're trying to hustle and save on their food bill and they want to take advantage of this and get over. You got that scenario too. But since I got dumbstruck right when I had this encounter, uh, you got other people that do that shit that usually know each other. They got their little secret codes, and I usually avoid that shit as I don't want like basically no part of that. So right away I had a retarded moment. I was dumbstruck, but then right after they pull away, I'm like, man, what the fuck does somebody think I am? And I had one of the ideas. I figured the dude was trying to. Oh yeah, there's some. They're looking for some poor lowlife somewhere that sells this food. It says for you, I'm gonna get. Oh, I'm gonna get the save on my food bill, and get it for pennies on the dollar or whatever too. But yeah, you're gonna get those people that are like hoping really hard, and they get really pissed off. I'm like, but in my case, I was first dumbstruck, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, fuck you, man. I was like talking to myself at first because after being dumbstruck, I was like, no. Oh well, you get the idea.